Hello, welcome back to my channel after a long break. Today I'm gonna review on Jahnavi Barua's Next Door. So, to talk about Jahnavi Barua, she's a writer who likes to play with emotions. There's nothing suspense or her main theme is like to make stories out of our everyday life, insignificant things that we see in our everyday life. She turns that into stories. So that's her stories. What about? Anyway, Next Door is not her first book that I read. I first read her book, a famous book called Rebirth, which is a whole story, whereas Next Door it's a compilation of short stories, many of her short stories. And after that, I'm gonna talk about one of my favorite, holiday homework. Now, to talk about holiday homework, this story is written in the point of view of a old man, like considered as insignificant. Old people in our present society considered as insignificant. It's from the point of view of an old man who's a retired police official. Now, his friend died who lives opposite to him, and the new occupants came. It's a mother, a child, and a father. The father is mostly out for work, whereas mother seems not so well. And the child seems interesting. The old man who doesn't like children very much takes an interest in that boy. For that boy is not like other kids. He observes, he thinks before all his action, and he's very obedient to his mother, who is not so well that she always lays back in her chair. She always lays back in her chair, and still she has got a control over her boy, not by beating him up or thrashing him or by scolding him, but just by saying to him that if he obeys her, then she will be happy. Now this old man is quite surprised to know that just by saying that this boy could be so obedient, and he goes back to his memories of how he made his kids obedient by caning. That means by thrashing them up in a way. Not in a way, really thrashing them up. The starting is like this. There is a child next door, a boy. Yes, as I said, I can see him from my bedroom upstairs. My window overlooks the neighboring garden. It's hard to tell how old he is. This is how it starts. He sees a boy and he's interested. But as I said, he's not so interested in young children. But slowly, he initiates a move to talk to him, this young boy, when the young boy was standing outside his house, like near the gate. This old man, takes an initiative to talk to him, but anyway, the first meet didn't go so well. So the next day, or so the coming days, one of the coming days, he takes the initiative and he gets into the house, without being uninvited. But that young lady was very welcoming, and they become friends. Like these evening meetings became quite common for them. It's like a reunion, a 3-generation gap reunion, like him and a girl who is as old as his daughter, or like would be as old as his daughter, and her son. And in the course time, he finds out that this girl is daughter of one of his long lost friend, like childhood friend. It is hard to tell how old he is. From my elevated position, I can mainly see the top of his head. It's the starting. The body below is shortened unnaturally. The boy never keeps still. He darts in and out of the unruly foliage like quicksilver, stopping only when he is exhausted. He's tired, I presume, for it is the beginning of summer. The days are marked by a sultry heat, the harbinger of sweltering days ahead. I myself don't much mind the heat anymore. I welcome it. My old bones, my aging flesh, oppressed by the cold winter days, rejoice at the warm touch of summer. This is so we can find out that the setup is just summer holiday. That's what it is. Holiday homework, summer holiday homework. and they become friends, and they become quite close, more than friends. They become quite so close that one day when he doesn't see her outside her house, usually laying back in her chair, he gets a little anxious. And he calls her up, and it says that, and the maid answers saying that she has fallen, like she's now at a terrible state and she can't come outside. The weather is getting harsh, so she can't come outside anymore. So he takes the initiative once again. He takes the initiative to go and meet her, and he meets her, and they keep on like meeting up. And then one day it was her birthday, and this man who was greatly in love with the child and the mother buys an all shawl for her. It's like a North Indian setup, and the weather is quite cold. They usually use shawls, and buys a shawl for her and scarf shawl for her. And she looks at him and says, "Oh, it was unnecessary anyway." She says like, "It's unnecessary anyway, I can't use it," something like that, and he just would swipe it aside. Then one day we find that the mother is dead. Like by the story setting, it's quite unexpected for her to die. The old man never expects her to die, for she said that she was fully recovered. Even though we as readers could like foretell the ending, the importance of the story, or the seed of the story, lies in the emotional drama that we are brought into, not the ending of the story. It doesn't matter, for we can always presume that she'll be dead at the end, just like our stories, all sad stories. And he is sad, and she gives this boy a book, like a set of things written in it, and the boy says to the old man, like, "Mother said that you will help me to grow up into a good man." And the ending, we find that this old man takes the responsibility himself to raise this young child without his mother. For this, he takes such an interest in this child, maybe more than his grandchildren. As I've read, the storylines there are of not so importance, as you can easily assume the ending. She will die at the end. I'll read the ending, the real ending of this story, so you can get a clear image. Amrita is the girl's name, ladies. And the son is usually called as son, even though he has got a name. But now the end para. I'm gonna read the end para. It is the day of the Visarjan, the day the Devi is laid to rest in flowing waters. It's a ritual, like a ritual that's done in North India and even in South India. Early this morning, even before the milkman appears, Sun presents himself at my door. And this boy is usually called as Sun, is named as Sun, even though he has got a name. He's usually called as Sun by this old man, as this story is from the point of view of this old man. Early this morning, even before the milkman appears, Sun presents himself at my door. He's bundled up in a thick jumper. It's quite cold in there. There is a scarlet muffler wound around his neck, yet his face is pinched and wan. He holds a thick brown envelope in his hands. Ma said to give this to you. He hands me the envelope. I rub the coarse texture of the paper in consternation. What is this, Son? Like, he's confused. What could this be for her to present him? What is this, Son? I ask. Son stares up at me, squinting with the effort. Ma said when she went on her holiday, I was to give you this. It's my holiday homework, things to do so I can keep busy. Fear clutches at my heart, but I try to concentrate on the envelope in my hand. It's not sealed. I lift the flap and pull out 2 sheets of thick paper. This inscribed in a flowing handwriting. I begin to read. Siddharth's holiday homework. The heading reads, the following line says, things to do. Take a walk every day with Kokka Mama. That is me. The old man is called as Kokka Mama by Amrita and her son Siddharth. Spot 3 new birds every day. Look them up in the bird book. Draw their pictures in a sketchbook. I smile. Excellent suggestion. Help Jidanda in the garden. Learn how the plants grow. Coca Mama will help you find their names. Ask Greta to read to you. Very important. It will help your imagination. Ask Coca Mama what this is to grow. I smile again. Eat well. Remember, carrots for shiny eyes, fish so you can swim in the deep blue sea, rice so you can be wise, egg, meat and chicken so you can be strong. Be a wise man, I frown. Be a brave man, be a gentle son, be gentle always. Let your heart be kind. I'm agitated. What does she mean? Sing when you miss your ma. Sing out loud, and I will hear you wherever I am. I promise. Remember your ma, darling. I cannot read any more. My heart is full. Oh my dear, what exquisite deception. Exquisite deception. No, I am being unfair. Amrita never deceived me. It was I, wretched man, who chose to be blind. I chose not to see what was right in front of my eyes. Son, did your mother leave for her holiday last night? I ask. The boy regards me steadily. Yes, he says. All right then, boy, I say. We are going to do your mother proud. As soon as I have bathed, we are off for our daily walk. When I am finished with you, you are going to be a general. So that's the ending. You can maybe perceive from this ending that she doesn't say to her son that she's gone forever. Instead, she says to him that she's gone for a holiday. And the things that should be done, the holiday for him to keep busy with himself, the following things as I read. Now, Jahnavi Barua, she's a writer who likes to tap with the emotions, and she has got a great knowledge of geography. In all her stories, if you look, she describes the nature in a vast length, like greatly about the nature. In all these, this has got 10 stories in total. In all these stories, a common thing you can see is that she describes the nature, the geography at great length. No matter what, she describes them in all of her life, in all of her stories. And we can, as I said, we can really always say, we assume the ending even at the beginning, by the beginning. So to say, she's not a writer that if you are like a crime thriller, like a one who like mysterious stories and all, then I wouldn't suggest you Jahnavi Barua. But if you're a person who likes to read feel good or light stories, then Jahnavi Barua is at your plate. Thank you.